Hello guys, welcome back with Yum Yum Banda. Today we have got for you some of the most exotic Yemeni desserts. Now Yemen is famous for its own coffee. As a matter of fact, everything I brought here is from a authentic coffee shop in Dearborn, Michigan. It's called Qahawa House, which is technically the house of coffee, and they are literally famous for their own coffee. This being said, they also serve some of the most famous desserts in Yemen. Now let's start with the coffee, because actually this coffee, people come for it from all over the place. So it's more of a tea really than a coffee. I don't know why they call it coffee, but I will take their word for it. And it's technically mixed between condensed milk, tea with spices and sugar. Now this is might smells closely or feels a lot like masala tea if you ever try the Indian one, but it's actually tastes a little bit different. So if you are used for both of them, you'll probably be able to tell there's a huge difference between two. It's also in some other Arab countries called karak tea. They call it adani tea because they're adding milk to it. Very, very nice. Yeah, I like it. Completely different from masala. Now this is their coffee. We're gonna put it aside for now, and we want to focus on their desserts. So I brought for you today the two most famous desserts in Yemen, and what you are seeing here, the one on the right, it's called honeycomb bread. Actually in Arabic they only call it khaliyat nahl, which is just a honeycomb. I didn't know actually what I was ordering when I asked for that. I done some research about honeycomb actually, and as you can see, it's a bread. Inside it, there's a lot of cheese and honey goes on top. I asked for the honey to be separate so we can do this together, so you are able to control the honey. Most likely if you order it in the store, they can just put the honey on top, so it's really your call. It looks, the reason they call it honeycomb is because, well, if you look at it here, it looks a lot like a honeycomb itself. So we'll see how that is. Now the one on the left is even more interesting, especially with the name. This is called Sabaya, and Sabaya in Arabic means hot girls. Okay, I have no idea why this is a hot girls, but we're gonna taste hot girls today with this one. Now I never tried a hot girls, well, this hot girls, so we're gonna dig into it and find out what this is. Now this is actually layers of bread made very lightly, and each one is covered with butter. So yeah, probably they are both not healthy, but we're gonna go ahead and try it. Both of them actually come with honey, so we're gonna go ahead and try that. So I'm gonna start with step number A, which is actually taking the honey, put it on top of each. Again, I prefer to control the honey because I'm not really into sweet stuff too much. So when I put a small quantity, I'm able to tell, yeah, this looks good, this is promising. Here we go. See, you can even design it when you're on charge, and then you know it's melting on the side. Yeah, it looks lovely. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and put some honey here as well on the hot girls. So these are hot girls covered with honey. I'm really wondering whoever came up with that name, what were they thinking? All right. I didn't know even there's such a thing as a hot girls sweet until now. So this is a hot girl dessert. Like, if you're gonna look for the recipe, don't Google hot girls. That's not what you're gonna see. Okay, so you can see right now that's covered with honey. It looks much more promising, much more lovely, both of them. So we're gonna go ahead and start digging. Now I don't know which one we should dig into first, but I'm gonna go with the honeycomb so we can save the hot girls for later. I am really interested to see, you know, what the hot girls taste like. So if it tastes good, I will always be eating hot girls. For now, let's go ahead and taste it. First, let's start with the honeycomb bread. Wow, very heavy piece, very spicy, very interesting. You can see it's full of cheese and whoa, honey. See, that was a very close call. I was about to cover myself with honey. Okay, let's give it a bite and see how this tastes. because I'm controlling the honey, it's not too sweet, so I love that. And the cheese, I'm a cheese addict, so I just love it. But the first part seems to be covered with a little bit like burned out, so let's taste more. Now I'm liking this actually overall so far. Man, this is their Adani latte tea is amazing. I'm gonna be honest, it's very interesting. I don't feel like I'm eating something too sugary or dessert. I'm really feeling like I'm eating a snack. So if I'm hungry and I don't want to go to a restaurant, I'll probably go in and order this honeycomb bread or along with the Adani tea. So it tastes good overall. I'm loving it. And it's interesting, I'm actually using only fork and just coming very easily in my hand, as if like I'm cutting it with a knife. So every piece, because it looks like a honeycomb, it's just coming very easily, very organized. So nice job. Highly recommended. So far the honeycomb is doing an amazing job. Highly recommended. You can see the more you cut, the more yummy it looks inside. So I know I'm a cheese addict, so for me this is a golden. Now we want to go ahead and taste the hot girls, okay, or sabaya, whatever you want to call it. So if you go there, don't ask for hot girls. it's not necessarily everybody would understand what you are saying. You want to call it sabaya, which is technically hot girls in Arabic. Now let's taste this one before we do so. Some of their Adani tea. Actually they call it Adani latte, which is really tea, but it feels a lot like coffee, because if you drink this you will not be able to sleep tonight. The taste is worth it. It's okay if you don't sleep. Now we're gonna go ahead and dig into the sabaya or hot girls. Okay, it doesn't cut as smooth. I can see the layers are crashing. Oh, very messy. Okay, the hot girls are not giving up easily. Come on. Yeah, it's definitely not. I mean, probably need a knife to be able to eat this outside. I ain't eating it like this. And they didn't really have any knives for this one, so I don't know how people actually eat this in the store. I usually actually, if I'm in Qahawa House, I would order something more like Arabic buys. So this is my first time actually checking their breads or their Arabic stuff. Wow, it does feel like a fight. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it with hand and act like if I'm using a knife. Okay, I can see why it's not cutting very easily. It's a little bit too tough. So how it looks like. It looks very promising. Smells wise, I can't tell, maybe because the honey is covering both of them, they smell pretty much the same. But let's go ahead and taste the hot girls. Interesting taste. I want to say it tastes a lot like kunafa. So it's like it's using multiple layers like the Arab or Egyptian use in baklava. So you can feel each layer literally when you are eating. It's a little bit sweeter because in the honeycomb it's actually able to suck a little bit of the honey. This one it's not, so I can feel it's a little bit sweeter. Okay, much of a fighter. Hot girls fights hard, so I'm gonna say we're gonna have to eat them the old stylist way, just like this. Now it smells much better. Once I cut the first part, let's try. Everything tastes better with this tea. Actually, this is the most popular tea store or cafe store, whatever you like to call it, in Dearborn. So if you go there, you're probably gonna have to wait for half an hour just to make your order. This doesn't taste good. I don't like it. Hot Girls don't taste well. This Hot Girls. So actually, the more I eat of it, the heavier it gets, because it's a little bit light in the on the corners and even heavier in the middle. So I can just feel all the bread. I feel like it's too fatty, and it doesn't taste that good. It's kind of disappointing. So I'm sorry, Sabaya or Hot Girls, you are out, but this is definitely a winner. I'm loving this. So here you go guys. Definitely we're having one winner in the Yemeni Sweets. Again, Yemen is not famous for their sweets. They are more famous for their coffee, tea, and they have a lot of interesting, yummy, delicious meals. But sweets, most of the Arabic countries actually share similar sweets. So it's interesting to see their unique edition. And HoneyComb, actually, I found there's conflict. Some people are claiming this is more Moroccan, others are claiming this is more Yemeni. I'm not sure if the two editions are different. I promise you, if I made it to Morocco, I will taste the HoneyComb there in order to compare. But for now, we're gonna take this as the Yemeni edition, and it tastes really, really good. So I would recommend this one, and definitely this tea, you have to try it. If you're ever in Michigan, this is a no-brainer. Like, you would really feel bad if you come in and don't try it. It tastes much better than Starbucks. Actually, it tastes better than any other coffee. I drive like 30 miles just to go ahead, like, yeah, maybe around 40 kilo just to get this tea, and it's worth it. Too hot. Thank you guys. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you did, please go ahead and smash the like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you are not a subscriber. Thank you guys, and stay tuned with Yum Yum Panda.